Welcome back everybody to 31 Days of Horror, and we're on our 28th day, and today we're taking a look at 1963's The Raven. Now, this is a film that clocks in at 86 minutes long, is a mix of comedy and horror, made on a budget of $350,000, but it made at the box office $1.5 million, so yeah, at least 4 times its budget recouped there. And yeah, this is directed by Roger Corman, who with lead star Vincent Price, did 8 films overall. 7 of them were part of the Roger Corman and Vincent Price Poe cycle, and they include The Mask of the Red Death, House of Usher, The Pit and the Pendulum, The Haunted Palace, The Tomb of Ligeia, and Tales of Terror, plus this The Raven. But they also did Tower of London together, and then outside of that collaboration, he also did X, The Man with the X-Ray Eyes, Day the World Ended, Attack of the Crab Monsters, and Not of This Earth. So, yeah, Roger Corman's done plenty of films that I've really rather enjoyed, but those ones with Vincent Price are the best of the bunch. And, yeah, stars Vincent Price in the lead role, who I've seen in 33 films in total. And, yeah, because of that, I'm not going to go through all of them, but the main ones that I like are House on Haunted Hill from 1959, The Fly from 1958, House of Wax from 1953, Witchfinder in General, and Theatre of Blood. So, yeah, he's been in so many amazing films, and yeah, it's a shame that he went when he did, because I imagine he would have done even more if he had the chance. And yeah, co-starring with Vincent Price, you have Peter Lorre, who was also in Tales of Terror and The Comedy of Terrors, alongside Vincent Price, as well as M, The Maltese Falcon, and Casablanca. Also stars Boris Karloff, who was in the original Raven from 1935, as well as Comedy of Terrors, again alongside Peter Lorre and Vincent Price, as well as the 4 Frankenstein films, 3 of which he played the monster, as well as the original Mummy from 1932 and the original The Black Cat from 1934. And it also stars Hazel Court, who was also in The Mask of the Red Death, as well as The Curse of Frankenstein, and you have an early on-screen role from Jack Nicholson. And yeah, the film is basically about a magician who has been turned into a raven, and he turns to a former sorcerer for help. So yeah, I really rather enjoy this film, even more so than I did originally, because when I first watched it, I didn't quite get what it was going for. But then when I researched it, looked into it more, that yeah, it was intentionally going for a comedy and stuff like that, then I ended up watching it again after I bought it from Arrow Video, and ended up enjoying it a whole lot more. So yeah, this is a lavish comedic horror effort that is highly enjoyable thanks to the cast, who are all superb, especially the 3 leads. It is well paced, the production is great, it has plenty of laughs throughout, the score is solid, it is well shot, the plot is mostly engrossing, and it is entertaining throughout. Now, sure, the horror element is toned down a fair bit to make room for the comedy element, especially in comparison to the 1935 version, but it still overall works as both a comedy and a horror film. So yeah, I highly recommend it if you are into your more playful kind of horror films, especially older ones, because there weren't that many comedy horrors back when this came out. So yeah, and I really rather enjoy it. Now, obviously, Abbott and Costello did their horror comedies in the 50s and 40s, well, one in the 40s at least, and yeah, but to see 3 big, horror stars in one film is a treat in of itself. Never mind the fact that you got Roger Corman directing it, you've got a fair decent budget behind them, and yeah, it's just generally really rather quite fun. And yeah, that's despite the fact that there was a fair bit of tension on set between at least 2 or 3 of the actors. Peter Lorre and Jack Nicholson didn't really get along with one another, and because Peter Lorre was a bit of a improvisation kind of actor at times, which Boris Karloff really wasn't. He prepared for ages for the role. It kind of put him off a bit in terms of dealing with Peter Lorre, because yeah, Boris Karloff was really rather stringent and strict, and really put himself into the role, whereas Peter Lorre improvised at times. But Peter Lorre's improvisation did at least give 3 of the film's funniest lines, so it's worth it at the end of the day. But yeah, still fantastic film overall, and yeah, highly recommended. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.